Hey guys!
Hi!
Welcome to the show. It's been a while, but now we're back to our regular scheduled Sundays and Thursdays. It's exciting times.
Nice.
So, anybody's watching, if you're thinking about moving to Edmonton or you already live here and want to know why Edmonton's weird and different, this is the show for you. So, we're going to talk about what makes this city so different, the good, the weird, and everything in between. You know, we've got Kim and Josie-Ann here, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Okay, so before we get started, let's just do that quick disclaimer that we like to remind everybody about at the beginning of every show. So before we get started, anyway, I just said that part. So the content of this show is for general information purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, or real estate advice. For advice specific to your circumstances, you must consult a licensed professional. Realtors on this show will provide tailored real estate guidance only to their exclusive clients. This program is not intended to solicit those already in a service agreement with another realtor. Okay, so getting started, let's do some introductions.
My name is Josie-Ann Douglas, and I work with Remax River City.
That's all? What's your favorite color? Tell us more about yourself.
Oh, there's more. Okay, sure. I can go more than that. My favorite color, I'd say blue and pink, but more so blue. What I like to do in my spare time, I love dancing. I like exploring nature. So that's one of the things that I love about Edmonton is that, you know, you could just be in the city and also be in the nature as well. What else? I used to play badminton. What else do you want to know, Kim?
Oh, I also used to play badminton, actually.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm serious. Okay, we're learning in real time together. We've been friends a while. We just learned this set. So obviously, I'm Kimberly Graham from Remax River City, as it says on the screen. But if you're listening, you obviously can't see that. And I love to take long walks on the beach in Mexico with my husband. That's what we like to do. And we like to talk about moving there. And yes, for real, I played competitive badminton on my high school team.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you also scuba dive, you were saying?
Yeah, so I'm a huge snorkeler person, and I did not discover that until later in life, but I'm going to be getting my scuba diving certificate soon-ish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, big fan of the ocean.
Nice.
You live in landlocked Edmonton.
I know. It is. We can talk. We're going to have conversations today, you guys, about all of these things.
Okay, so I'm Jenn McPhillamey, 274 Podcast Hub, also licensed with Initia Real Estate. So I'm just a pretend realtor these days, helping operate and run this studio. So anybody else looking to do some kind of shows like this, hit us up. Anyway, together we host Earl Edmonton Relocation Insider Live. This is a question and answer show. So we know that we're not getting a lot of viewers right off the hop, but if you have questions after when you're doing the replay, please let us know what your questions are and we'll try to answer them on future shows. If you're here during the live, you can see the number scrolling at the bottom. If you want to be on the show to ask your question, we'll send you a link. If you are too shy to be on the show, but you have a question, please put it in the comments and we'll check the comments, post them on the screen, and try to answer any questions that you have. So our live question and answer show is generally about moving to Edmonton, relocating within Edmonton, lots of stuff about real estate. We're your Edmonton experts, I'd like to say. That's what we call ourselves on Instagram and YouTube anyway. So we're always going to be here on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Eastern, and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Mountain and 8 p.m. Eastern. So let's get into the show. I'm going to do a quick little icebreaker for you guys. So since you know I'm not in Edmonton these days,
yeah,
I've gone back in time to a small little town in North Carolina. Where they don't know about, I guess, what plastic can do to the environment. So when you go shopping here, you do not need to bring your own shopping bags. You get these handy little plastic bags. Now, anybody that's in Edmonton and you come to Edmonton, be prepared. And when you go shopping, you don't get these. You have to buy something. You're either going to have to buy what, paper or reusable bags.
Yeah.
I don't know how many reusable bags that I had after I left Edmonton, because I would always forget them. And then I didn't like paper because if I had like glass or something, I didn't want it to like rip. And plus, like, I'm from the 90s, like, where it was like, you know, this big thing about the rainforest, and like we got rid of paper bags and went to plastic because we were saving the rainforest. I feel kind of like conflicted about the paper because I'm still not sure about what's happening with the rainforest. Like, I know we're about turtles now with the plastic, but you know, so I'll just go with the reusable and try not to throw anything out.
Okay. I have to tell you, though, to interject, because for those of you listening, you don't know, I've lived in 3 Canadian provinces. So all 3 of us on the screen have done like some significant moves. I'm just the only one who hasn't really lived internationally. I've just lived across the country. When we moved from Manitoba to Alberta, I used the plethora of those fabric grocery bags for like stuffing in my moving boxes. For extra
Wow,
stuffing.
that's smart. That's really
Great
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah, I
smart.
don't have them anymore, but yeah, they went to the donation center near where we live way back.
So I don't know, like, if it's just this little place that I'm at where they have plastic bags, but I think most places in the US, they're still using plastic bags. Another thing, this is really far back in time. I think Edmonton got rid of these, like, I don't know, it feels like ages ago, even before the whole plastic bag thing. Do you know what this is?
Styrofoam cups.
Oh, okay.
Styrofoam, and they use styrofoam in like to-go containers too.
That's a
This
lot.
feels bad. Like, I almost feel bad when I order stuff and I get like styrofoam. I'm like, no, that seems really bad. Like, this doesn't even like, you know, the bags. I don't mind the bags so much because those bags are like, they're like the plastic that like it melts down and like, you know,
Biodegradable.
yeah, it's biodegradable. So like, I'm not too concerned about that. But like foam, like foam, they use foam cups, like foam, everything.
I feel like that would be front page news. Like, you in Edmonton, so I live in Strathcona County, and so there's only one fast food place who does this, but on the same lines of like things that are really different, you're talking about getting a styrofoam takeout container. I go to McDonald's in Edmonton, or A&W, because let's be for real, A&W is superior. And they charge you 50 cents for a paper bag, as if that somehow makes this better for the landfill.
Right? Oh my gosh.
That's why if you're in Sherwood Park, if you're like in Sherwood Park or St. Albert or like anywhere not Edmonton and you want to get like takeout, and you're like only like it's like a few minutes decision, like, oh, I'm over here, should I get takeout, should I just wait to go to Edmonton? Be like, no, always save yourself the 50 cents and get it like not in Edmonton because you don't have to pay for bags.
No, you pay for bags here as well. You do.
No, not in Edmonton, but not in the outskirts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
you pay for bags.
Yeah, I know. I was showing somebody, like one of my friends here, I'm like on video, and I'm like, okay, check this out. I just ordered McDonald's, and this is how they're gonna give it to me because I forgot to ask for a bag. And they like hand the tray through the window,
and the fries
and you have to like pick your stuff off the tray. So speaking of drive-thrus, another thing that's weird here, I don't have like a visual for you, but here they don't do a lot of tapping like with the card. So so the first time I went to McDonald's here, I ordered a coffee and was with a friend, and I get to the window and I'm like this, like I'm holding my card with my body, like close to my body. I'm waiting for them to, you know, the machine, it's on a stick. I'm waiting for them to just shove it out the window so I can just like quickly tap it. And we're having like a stare off. And my friend is like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, waiting for the machine. He's like, no, you have to give it to them. I'm like, what? I have to give them my card?
Right.
Like, yeah, you have to give your card to them. They have to swipe it.
But how do you know? Okay, I guess
that. Like, you literally, they take your card away, and then they come back.
Yeah, you don't know what they're doing when they have the card. That's scary.
And then another thing that they do with the receipts thing is they make you sign them. And it's weird because it's like a debit, or Visa. Like, I'm like,
you have to sign for your debit.
Yeah, or visas. Like, even in Canada, like I don't really feel like there's very many places where you're signing anymore. Like, in fact, when I was doing real estate, it was so not prevalent that when I had younger people trying to sign, like do real estate contracts, they have to sign her initial. They didn't really know what that meant. Like they're like just like write my name. I'm like you know, like a signature. They don't do signatures. They don't, and then so they would just like hand print their name or like print their initials on things if they didn't use the pre-selected like cursive. So I told people here, I'm like, literally, if you guys get anybody here that's like under 30, I'm not really sure they're going to understand that they had to like sign the bill and then like actually write and do math, a tip into the bill. Like they would just walk away because they don't know. They're like, oh, they did the card. I guess they don't want tips here, I guess. Like that's what they would think. And then they would just walk away and you guys would be sitting there with like no tips and nothing signed. Right? Like how many times have you got a restaurant where you actually are doing that these days?
I mean, I don't know. And like,
so this is back in time, right? Back in time.
Yeah.
But talking about back in time as it pertains to real estate. So when I sold real estate in Manitoba, we still did the whole like check with the offer thing. Do you know what I mean? And I specifically remember this one buyer, he was maybe like 22 or 23 at the time. And he had literally never filled out a check before. I remember during like the buyer interview when we met and we were talking, I was like, one of the things I used to tell people is, okay, I know you probably don't have a checkbook if you're like under the age of 40 or whatever the case may be, under the age of 30 most likely. But you have to go to the bank and just get a couple like basic checks. You can get like 3 for free. You don't have to pay for them. And they were like, what? And so he went to the bank, we're writing an offer and you have to submit the check with the offer. That's just how it worked back then. No DocuSign, no EFT, like literally. And when I was like, yeah, we're going to put the date on the offer, he put his birthday. I'm like, okay, so it's not 1990 right now. So, or whatever his birthday was. But like, cause he literally didn't know. Right. And like, they don't know cursive, like they don't know. So it's just really interesting to see that change because nowadays you could just EFT someone 50 grand.
Yeah. Yeah. And here they have like these like tap where you can just like send money like from your iPhone to iPhone.
Like Venmo. Like that Venmo. I always hear about that. We don't have that here.
Yeah, no. Okay, so before we get into the best part of the show, a couple of things I'll leave you guys with, which is, I mean, a bone of contention for most people, and I'm glad we have it here, is plastic straws and plastic cutlery. So if there was Tim Hortons here, you could actually go get a chili and use a plastic spoon to eat it instead of a cardboard one, which falls apart.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the cardboard ones.
They're very we have the wood ones as well, like the flat wood ones, but the fork and spoon doesn't have a scoop. It's just flat, so you can't really get food onto the utensil.
I think that's why they give you the bun with the chili now, because that's what your utensils are now. Is like just rip the bun and Anyway, because in Canada, we're not against 100% against plastic, because you can literally go to McDonald's, get yourself an orange juice in a nice plastic cup with a plastic lid, and they'll give you a paper straw.
Yeah.
Here, you get plastic straws.
Okay, you guys are going to throw tomatoes at me for this. I actually don't mind the paper straw. I drink the drink so fast that it doesn't get soggy, and I don't know. Okay. Like, I don't know. I think I'm the only person who doesn't mind.
I sip my drink, so by the time I get to the end, there's no straw left, basically.
Okay, so why is Edmonton weird and different? So we're going to go over some 4 categories throughout the show. So we're going to talk about lifestyle, foodies, the art scene, outdoor culture, vibe, the economic work opportunities, neighborhoods and housing, hidden gems, and local quirks. So that's what we're getting into right now. So we're going to start with lifestyle and cultures. So I'll leave it to you, ladies. Take the floor. Whoever wants to go first.
Lifestyle and culture. All right, Joseanne, what do you got?
Yeah. So lifestyle, especially compared, like I used to live in Ontario, Toronto, Ontario. So it's always a comparison. For lifestyle, I'd say that we have a small town vibe to some extent. Although we're a city, we have that small town. It's friendlier compared to bigger cities, and everyone is just not in a rush, or there's less hustle and bustle. So that's probably why people are friendlier. Yeah. So for lifestyle, it's more mellow compared to the bigger cities.
Yeah, even like Calgary now is more like a bigger city than Edmonton. Edmonton is definitely like big city amenities, small town vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And then for culture also, I think we have a lot of first generation immigrants here. So that really helps with diversity and with diversity comes different foods, which I guess Kim, you're a foodie, so you would like know all the places, different food, different music, and seeing different clothing, different outfits. It makes Edmonton a little more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a strong art scene too, but I want to talk about one of the cool foodie things because you're 100% right with our like immigration culture that we have, which is Canada-wide, no question. You guys are going to find those great little unique restaurants literally anywhere. Edmonton has really leaned into it. Like we have foodie festivals. There's so many I couldn't even count. We always have lots of festivals, but one of the coolest things, and I'm going to do show and tell. So you guys have to look this up. It's the Cafe Passport. All right. So the Edmonton Cafe Passport, they also make things like a summer adventure passport. Yes, I did buy them all. Edmonton Burger.
Did you fill them out?
No, of course not. No, I buy them because I like to show people how cool Edmonton is, but I always forget them at home. The Pizza Passport, I actually think there might be an ice cream one. And the similar company made this called Alphabet Dating. So you can just like pick a letter and then there's like a little adventure, and this is Edmonton specific because everything is really dialed into supporting a real local culture. Like in the Pizza Passport, you're not finding Boston pizza. No hate to Boston pizza, but we love our little independent chains here. Love.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for those? Didn't get, I think they're $20, are they?
Yeah, they're not too expensive. I think the reason I own all of these is I was buying a bunch of these for like client gifts last year, these Alphabet Dating ones, because I do the relocation, right? Like we all do. And so this being specific to Edmonton was really great. And I think you got like all of these for like a discount add-on, which is why I have them. But I think they're really fun.
What is the Alphabet one?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is showing up backwards on the screen or not, but it's Alphabet Dating. I can post it on a link for you guys after. So to give you an idea, it says it's scratch off date nights from A to Z. So here's an example. Under A, this is like that scratchy stuff like when you buy a lottery ticket. So it's a secret. So the location is central. It will take 1 to 3 hours. The price is $20 to $30. It should be sunny and you wear a t-shirt. So then what you do, you prepare for this. It's sunny. Make sure it's on a sunny day. Just wear a t-shirt. It'll scratch off here and it'll say like, go down to this area or whatever the case may be and go to this thing and do this activity. And then you're supposed to like take a picture and put it on there. And then you can like, so it's really fun. Yeah.
I love pizza. So that's why I got the pizza one. I never got a chance to do it, but there was like so many cool pizza places. Like over here, there's like all about burgers. So they could do burgers, but yeah, those are fun books.
Burgers are my current obsession.
What about, so foodies wise, so other than that, I don't know, I feel like there's always some kind of new restaurant or something fun to do, and there's like a real foodies vibe in Edmonton. Like I'm not a foodie because I'm so picky, but do you get that like you guys?
Yeah, totally. It's funny because we were talking about this the other day and how I'm like the pickiest non-picky eater because I don't really like, and this is a me thing, okay? It's the texture. I'm not a big meat eater, all right? So don't throw things at me, but I'm just not. But I love like, you go to an Indian restaurant, those people, you could eat so well with good protein. All the flavors are so incredible. So I love stuff like that. But they always have, honestly, countless things. But going on, there's like Eats on 118th is kind of happening in the month of October. There's a couple different nights, I think like the 4th and the 16th or something. It's like the 2 Thursdays. And you can go get like a ticket and visit a bunch of restaurants. And half of these I've never been to. So we're definitely,
where is that?
118th, like Old Town Beverly.
Really?
Has a lot of cultural, like it's so diverse, like Portuguese, Ethiopian, Lebanon, Jamaican, like it's so like as opposed to White Ave, where it's kind of like North American food, maybe. Not all the time, but if you want diversity on one street, it's 118.
Yeah. Even like some of the old, like if you go a little bit west from 118, there's this, one of my favorite foods of all time is pupusas, which is an El Salvadorian food, which I just love. And when we moved to Edmonton, I was like, I need to find out where they sell these because I love them that much. I actually think I forced Jen to come with me to eat them sometimes. So we're going to have to make Joseanne do that. And there's one restaurant that does it. And it's called Akahutla. And it like you would never know that you're walking into this delicious little, I say hole in the wall as like a compliment. Do you know what I mean? It's not a hole in the wall at all. It's actually a standalone building, but it's amazing. And generally speaking, like, I'm pretty sure most of the people there are from South America, if not El Salvador specifically. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah. You get more immersed in the culture if, you know, the that's real authentic. Yeah.
So we have food, we have arts and culture. So everybody knows, I won't talk about it too much, but it's Festival City of the West. Like, I think Montreal's got that title for the East, but we're definitely like festivals all year round, every weekend anyway. You'll see lots of videos on that. The outdoor activities happen also throughout the year.
Yeah.
There, even when it's like so cold, you want to die. But just kidding. You just dress for it, right? Skating and hot chocolate.
It's a dry cold, Jen. We're gonna get merch that says it's a dry cold.
It's a dry cold. You can handle it.
You totally
for 5 minutes. Yeah, so the skating I think is pretty fun. There's like this one skating rink down by the River Valley Trail. Is it? Yeah, and it has like a big area where you can do your figure skating moves, or you can just go like on that trail.
Hold on a second.
Right?
Jennifer, do you have figure skating moves that we were unaware of?
Oh, yeah, you should check out my video when I went skating with Jody Dahl. We did a great job.
Me, I'm just like, I want to go eating. You're like, I can pirouette on blades.
Yeah, I'm being very sarcastic. We were just happy we could stand. So
okay, all right.
I'm used to skating with figure skates. I think we were trying like hockey skates. She's got that on lockdown though because she got 2 boys. So it was my first time wearing hockey skates. It's kind of difficult.
Hard. They're hard.
Then Horlick Park, when that opens up again, they have that nice area for skating, and then I think you can rent skates there, and also they have hot chocolate. So, but that one in Victoria Park has a heated area to get ready, so you can go in, put your skates on, come out.
Don't they have it in the town square, like Sir Winston Churchill, like the town square sometimes too?
Yeah, but I don't think they have like a warm area. Like the Ledge Grounds has like they bring in a trailer and they put something, but it's very small, just a small little square. Kind of by where you do lawn bowling in the summer for the retirees here.
You know what I think is funny though, like on that topic, the fact that we have a lawn bowling event that is well attended enough that it's a regular thing is that's what makes Edmonton weird. I mean, weird is a compliment. Let's be clear about that. It's like hole in the wall. We know we're a little bit different. We like being alternative. Welcome.
Other outdoor events I think that are great is Pedigo. They have e-bikes, so you can get those like Lime e-bikes around, but Pedigo, they actually have a tour. So, or they did. I'm not 100% sure, but if they don't have like the active tour, they have like a guide to show you where to go. I did a video of like going to all the lookouts, and what's great about the e-bikes is that we have like a very steep river valley. I'd say like it would be advanced biking for people that didn't have an e-bike. So definitely get an e-bike and tour the trails with that. Dog parks is another outdoor activity.
They have segways in addition to the e-bike. They have segways
through Edmonton River Valley Club or something, right?
Yeah. Can we talk on water sports for a second? I know some people don't want to get in the river. I am fine with it. It's fine. So you can actually go swimming in Devon, which is just south of Edmonton. The river is quite cold because the North Saskatchewan, I believe, is glacial water. Like it's coming in from the mountain areas and spring-fed to a degree. So it's quite cold, but you can swim there and it's free. And that's a nice free activity for families. And you'll notice when you're there, there's plenty of boats, plenty of kayaks, and there's a whole like Edmonton kayak situation, like clubs that you can join. And if you Google like Edmonton segways, there's also like bumper boat tours. You can take all kinds of stuff. One of the biggest communities that's seen a huge rise in the last couple of years is paddleboarding, and something that I think is really cool. And this isn't necessarily unique to Edmonton, right? But paddleboarding has seen a huge resurgence. And so we got a paddleboard last year after my friend Brenda we took She took me and my husband once, like borrowed board, and we went and we immediately purchased them. And we've gone a bunch of times since because it's so much fun. And you can just like go out in Middle Lake, go swimming, whatever. And so I joined the local Facebook group for it. And they just have meetups every Thursday night. Anybody can go. It's like, welcome. If you want to make friends, yeah, it is so easy. Just pick. It doesn't even matter if you're new or you're terrible at it. It's okay to be bad at stuff. Just pick a topic, a hobby rather, and go after it.
For sure. Yeah. Like when I first moved here, my topic was like the two things that I picked was soccer and dancing. And in the dance scene, like since I've moved here, I've just always been in that scene. And when you go to these things at least twice or 3 times, it's the same people, so you get a deeper connection with everyone. So it's the best way to get a community, find a community.
Yeah. Oh, totally agree. So like that's food and sports and clubs and all that. Like there's everything that you could want. Like when Jen was saying about festivals, I swear to you, like when you're driving around some of the highways, like the White Mud, you'll see they'll have the banners and they'll have stuff like the Dragon Appreciation Festival or like the Coin Collectors Festival. And so there's something for everybody.
Yeah. And then in addition to like you were saying skating, there's also snowshoeing, cross country skiing, and we have downhill skiing too, but it's not as elaborate. Yeah, right.
For some people, they would consider these hills here high because I am near now I would pronounce Appalachian, but if you're local, that's a big no-no. So it's Appalachian, I guess. And these are mountains, which I think are pretty close to like our hills. Definitely not the size of the Rocky Mountains. So I think our outdoor ski hills are pretty decent. They have chairlifts and toes or whatever they are. So okay, so moving on to it's like what makes us different for lifestyle and culture generally. We can dive more into that if people had questions on it. But so economy and work opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have lots of thoughts on this one. And it's really interesting because, again, the perspective the 3 of us have is having lived in multiple different cities and the case for the 2 of you, different countries. And so you kind of notice things that I think maybe most locals aren't aware of. Like, obviously, the oil industry is a dominating industry in Alberta. That is not questionable. Jen knows more about that than me because that's more her field than mine. But when you look at we're also specifically a government town. Like we have a lot of diversification. So we're a government town. We have a large manufacturing sector that doesn't have, some of it is indirect, but it also is very not directly at all related to the oil field. Lots of mining things though, that's indirectly related. So like university, healthcare, government are a strong base here. And so you're always going to find people from Edmonton who aren't from here. The vast majority of people I meet are either not from here or their parents aren't from here. It's super common. And I think honestly, that's why it's easy to make friends.
And people come here to work. Like they don't really come here to retire. So like if you're going to, I don't know, southern BC, you're probably more likely going to run into people that are going there to retire. But here, I believe there's some kind of stat out there that has Edmonton as like one of the, or even maybe the whole province. It's like pretty young province compared to other provinces because people are here to work.
Yeah, exactly.
For a couple benefits, not just because there's opportunity, but because taxes are lower.
Yeah. So
your sales tax is lower than your also your business tax and your personal income taxes are lower here.
Yeah. I've also had a lot of people move here where they're like, we just, we want to have a little homestead. My wife wants to stay home with the kids, or my husband wants to stay home with the kids. We're modern here, however that works. And you really can have a 1-income household if you budget appropriately and buy it correctly. Like you really can here. And that isn't feasible in some other areas of the country. Okay. I know there's lots that it is though.
Yeah, and it's because I think we have access to remote work locations from Edmonton as well. So Edmonton's a really good hub for people that are going out to let's say northern Alberta, whether you're going the Grand Prairie Way or the Fort McMurray Way. Yeah. It's a very quick flight. Lots of companies have those fly in, fly out programs. Even northern BC from Edmonton is pretty decent. What did you say on our last one that you're at, Kim? We're as far north as Siberia. So it's pretty developed land out for how far north we are. And especially considering it doesn't stop at Edmonton. Like the roads are pretty good all the way, like 5 hours north.
Yeah.
East River, Grand Prairie,
Yeah.
Fort McMurray. Yeah, so just to touch on like oil and gas, or other kind of energy sectors. So Edmonton is one of, I believe, the first places in Canada to have a home that is powered by hydrogen. And the government, there's some vehicles there, they are hydrogen operated vehicles. Diversified also has a hybrid hydrogen vehicle, so hydrogens with diesel powered. Air Products is building our first hydrogen fueling station, and that's going to be just north of Sherwood Park. They should be done soon. Hydrogen is volatile. People get worried about an atom bomb, like the things like that, but they've stabilized it, I guess, enough for it to be used in vehicles. And it's a really, really good alternative for being so far north. Like anybody that's in Canada, I think even in Toronto with all the close suburbs, you still drive a lot. Like Canada, you drive a lot. Like out here, literally, like I thought people would come to the podcast studio from the cities that are nearby because they're like 30-40 minutes, which is like basically me driving from downtown Edmonton to Windermere for a movie during rush hour. So like they're like so far. Like, really? It's not that far. Like it's not far. So but so for anybody that's coming to Alberta, be prepared to drive a lot. I would say like there's even between Edmonton and Calgary, you got your 3 hours if you're going the speed limit. You probably have to, like, I think how far does like electric vehicle go? Like that far? Like is that your limit? Like you're definitely not going to go to visit my parents in Grand Prairie or Peace River with an electric vehicle, so where are you going to charge it on the way? You're going to bring an extra battery? Like those are pretty heavy. How would you even change it out? So
I mean, I'd actually love to get some feedback from people with electric cars on the actual longevity of it.
So even people like
even
here,
in the winter time, how would they survive Edmonton winter or the snow?
I understand the battery doesn't last as long in the winter, and then like if you're a realtor, I would say that not every realtor is like this, but I'd say most realtors like to play like kind of Russian roulette with gas levels. So it's like you had a long day showing houses, you're at like empty, you're like, I could probably start it, make it to the gas station.
Oh my gosh.
When I leave, and then because you're so busy, you don't feel like stopping. And then you wake up in the morning, somebody called, you have a show, and you're like, shit, I got to rush. And they're like, oh my God, my tank's empty.
Oh my God.
So imagine having an electric vehicle be like,
No.
I don't have a power charger, so I'll see you guys in 14 hours.
No, for real, because I just got a new car, right? Because I had to. And I ended up switching because I was with Honda, but their interest rates were really, really high this turnaround. I thought, whatever, I'm just going to look around. But I'm not like car savvy. So I asked in a few different real estate like groups that we're in on Facebook. And there was a bunch of feedback. And I definitely chose one that a colleague recommended, but people were like, go electric. And I was like,
really?
It's adorable that you think that I will remember to plug in my car.
Yeah.
Because I won't. Like, it's just not habit making enough for me yet. Hybrid, yes, but full electric, oh my God.
Yeah, and the cost to charge it at one of those power charging stations, anyway, here, I'm not sure about it in Edmonton for sure. We could check the stat, but it is cost you more to do the supercharge than to buy a gas. So I don't know, like, so hydrogen vehicles, it's good that we have companies that are coming into the clean hydrogen space in Edmonton. So people looking for work in that, like engineers, supply chain, manufacturing, all sorts of jobs are coming up from there. Dow Chemical was doing a project just outside of Fort Saskatchewan. They're still doing the project. It's just scaled down for a bit right now because of, tariffs and things.
What tariffs?
Yeah. So that was going to be actually a really big economic driver for the province. Is a huge project in the billions. It was going to be the first ever and largest a green ethylene cracker in the world. So basically it's what takes the
Carbon.
natural gas and it breaks it down to be able to use it for products, plastic products that we have and everything that we use today. And they have like, I don't know, 70 or so different types of plastic products, like from liquid plastic to plastic pellets. And then with it being green, so they'll capture the carbon, they'll put it in the carbon trunk line, or they'll reuse it in their other systems. Like these really smart engineering people figured it out. So it's very interesting and is a huge project. And it's too bad it's kind of like slowed down. I think it's what's affecting the economy a little bit here. So if you're not into like the public sector, if you're not into public sector work, but you're into oil and gas work, then you can do that. So then the fly in, fly out. So Edmonton, what else do they have for manufacturing? Oh, they have like they have Enbridge. They store all the oil from northern Alberta. And then the Esso, Imperial Oil,
There's a lot. There's also
Suncor bought Petro-Canada, which is Petro-Canada gas stations that we see our gas in. So
yeah, there's a lot. There's also this organization that I learned about. I remember specifically, it was before the pandemic. So it would have been like January 2019 or 2020 rather. And it's called Edmonton Global. And so their whole thing is to be a connector. And I'm like going into it, there's probably like incentives and such, and they encourage companies to come here and develop. And I have seen quite a bit of that development in the Atchison region, which is just west of the city, and also in Nisku, which is just north of Leduc. We have huge manufacturing sectors and companies that have moved.
Warehousing, right?
Yeah,
like warehousing is over there. Like you have your Amazon, you have the Little Potato Company.
Yeah.
I love the Little Potatoes. Like the Little Potato Company has. I can even get them out here. The Little Potatoes. So.
Yeah, they've done a really good job going global. I love when I see like a homegrown company, literally, and it's everywhere. Good for them.
I think the Nisku, like the manufacturing side, is like a lot of like mod yards, steel production, stuff like that is like related to the oil and gas projects. So you might see a little bit of slowdown there.
I'm thinking locally right now, yeah, there's definitely slowdown. There's no question. But like big picture, long term, I think those diversification projects are going to continue to feed Edmonton.
Yeah, because they're going into renewable resources too. So even though like everybody thinks oil gas is like big bad companies a lot of times, especially if you talk to Leonardo DiCaprio, it's really not the case. Like when I've been in those companies, a lot of times they're talking about like, we run out of oil and gas by this year. Like we need to be doing stuff now to have renewable resources. So they're working on R&D. They're always working on different ways to try to figure out how to extend our resources. And everybody just thinks it's like this just big oil and gas tycoons just want to make money and just spend our resources. Like that's not the case. Like I do not see it that way. So
like a cartoon man in like a suit and he's very fat and he's just burning money. No, that's always the
thing. Let's move on to neighborhoods and housing.
Neighborhoods and housing.
Yeah, blue collar, like is like, what would you say is the ratio between public sector and blue collar?
It's 60%. I understood to be public sector. The last, like, it was a while ago. I don't know, Kim, if you have a more updated stat, but I heard it was 60% public sector. So what she said before was like government, healthcare, and universities. And we have a lot of big universities, well-known universities in Edmonton. So, and then I don't know if it's like, it's sort of blue collar trades, but also like the supporting office people with that too. So it might be a smaller percentage, but
yeah. Well, we're also the capital, right? In case people didn't know, Edmonton is the capital of Alberta. It's not Calgary, and it's because you have a better hockey team. Not really, but we have the best. I have to throw the shade.
We're the best hockey player in the world, and I don't know if there's anybody from Calgary watching, but I mean.
Sorry.
Sorry. You guys had the Olympics in 1988, and just as a reminder, Joseanne needs to watch Cool Runnings. She's not familiar with the Jamaican
I was a baby when that came out.
I saw
it when I was younger, but I won't be able to tell you the details. Like I was young.
Is a cult classic. No, I honestly, and being the government town, being a capital, it drives housing and it drives like the military. The garrison north of Edmonton is one of the biggest on the planet. A lot of my military clients, some of them had told me that it's the only one or one of the only ones that is large enough to land a spacecraft. Because in case there's a need for that, we have a spacecraft landing pad here in Edmonton.
Oh, so we're competing with St. Paul now. I think east of Edmonton, they have a spaceship landing pad.
Do they have a spaceship landing pad because they're preparing for the military, maybe? Or do they have a spaceship landing pad because they're like Roswell, New Mexico?
I'm not going to speculate on why they have it. I just know that this fact that they have it. So
it's true. Edmonton, not Edmonton in general, but Alberta in general has a lot of like small towns with large things. Like Monday.
Oh yeah, but that's from Saskatchewan. That is like an over. That's like that's where Saskatchewan's culture spilled into Alberta, because you'll find it's only on east side of Alberta.
Interesting. Oh, you're right. That's so. I love it.
Joseanne, to catch you up in case you didn't know, I'm not talking about just that big Cheeto that everybody was looking at last year at the hockey games, that hockey glove holding that big Cheeto. It's like that size, but they're in these towns. So if you start driving like Highway 16, like going directly east, you're going to hit these towns, and there's like the biggest pumpkin ever. There's the biggest mushrooms ever. There's like, the biggest pierogi ever. It's got like a fork with a pierogi on it. There's the biggest sausage ever. That's interesting in Mudare.
Yeah.
Then there's the biggest egg, Ukrainian Easter egg.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's a bunch of other ones. Oh, the mallard in Andrew, which isn't that far outside of Edmonton. It's the biggest mallard bird. Anyway, so if you go into Saskatchewan, though, my understanding is that this is where it came from. So
yeah. Okay. All right. I wanted to talk about neighborhoods and housing. What makes our communities different? What do you think, Jen?
Well, I think that our communities are different because of the people and the needs. And I think there is a little bit of urban sprawl, but I think the city is really working hard to bring people back into downtown, which I'm an advocate of, always an advocate of downtown, because I love a city with a downtown. Like, to me, and we have one of the best skylines, like, as you guys saw, if you saw the beginning of the show, like, the skyline here is amazing. And for like being in the middle of nowhere, you can see everywhere. But yeah, I think that the diversity is what drives the differences in the communities. And then it's just like, you know how like the rings of a tree, like as it gets older, the rings get bigger and bigger. It's kind of like, you can really like see that in the city with like,
it's true.
You know, the older houses, you could see how they all circled around like the downtown and the universities. And then then as more people came, it went further and further out. Like, I remember driving down Calgary Trail. It's like a major road going south to Calgary from downtown, and Gateway. It's called Gateway Boulevard coming in. And and like when you get to 23rd, there's an overpass there now. But I remember it just being like string lights, and then it being like dark after like 23rd. And now there's so many things. And I think they put streetlights all the way to the airport or Leduc now, like when you're going south, and then the ring road. So, yeah, the housing is diverse. So there's something for everybody. It's as diverse as the people, really. Like you have like apartment living, condo living, old home, renovated living, old home, not renovated, new homes, 0 lot lines.
Oh yeah, we can do a whole episode on 0 lot lines. Oh my gosh. I think you're missing one of the biggest things that's unique about Edmonton is that for the vast majority, we have a pattern and a system that is all about logic for the most part to how we name our streets. And we have the northwest and southwest, whereas like Calgary has like, I think it's like northeast and southeast, like all their addresses have that. And I've had people say to me, you know, they're moving here, they get advice from everybody they know, and they say stuff like, Kimberly, I can't buy a house has anything with like northwest or southwest in the address in Edmonton. And I was like, oh, so you don't want to live in Edmonton? Do you want to like burgers? They all have it. It's just part and parcel to how it is. And you'll notice that there's some addresses that say northwest, but it's in the southeast. So That part doesn't make sense, but once you understand the numbering, it makes total sense. So we could do another topic on this one too, but the premise is called north, even, west. So the north side of the street and the west side of the street are always even numbers. And let's just say the address is 16011 87th Street. That's not a real address. I just made it up. So streets run north to south. Avenues run across. That's how I describe it. So if you're on whatever I said, 67th Street, and it starts with 120, that means the cross avenue is 120. And once people get that, you get it. That is a deeply unique Edmonton thing.
Yeah, it's great.
They're not doing that anymore with the newer developments.
Yeah, once you get to the ring road, it's like disappears. So
yeah, I really like the numbered system. When I moved here, it was easy to navigate as opposed to names. So
yeah, because you can find your way, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm on 100th Street. I need to go to 120th Street. So I have to go west.
North. Streets. Okay. Yeah.
And you'll notice people, sometimes they won't tell you like their address or their neighborhood. They'll just tell you the cross section. Oh, I live near the intersection of 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. But what's really cool, so being in real estate, we know this, right? We pull historical documents. Like I have clients who are pending on a house in Baldwin. And so I pulled the original plan map for the neighborhood, which like this house is built in the 70s, and it completely fascinates me that this neighborhood was staked out in 1908 originally, and then they picked it back up in 1950s or something. And I'm kind of a history nerd, so that's interesting to me. But that area is currently called Baldwin, used to be called New Delton, so I'm not sure when that changed. And the street they're buying it's called Earl Street. Like, so the numbered system wasn't always like White Avenue. It's White Avenue, but actually it's 82. We just call it White Avenue because it's historic. Yeah.
Oh, and then another weird thing about Edmonton, which it can screw people up. We have one road that literally has 4 different titles. So you start like in the south. It's called 66th Street. You keep going north. It turns to 75th Street, and then Wayne Gretzky Drive.
Trail. Yep. Or drive. Trail. Drive.
Wayne Gretzky Drive, and then it goes to Manning Freeway.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, you didn't even have to turn to get off this road. It's like the same road. I mean, people from Halifax would probably understand that, because I've been in Halifax where I thought I was on a road. It was going north to south. And all of a sudden I'm east to west, and I'm about to hit the ocean. And I'm like, I don't know. I shouldn't be at the ocean. This is weird. I just stayed on the same road as the same word on it, but it like curves. Okay.
I double checked that, and it goes from Wayne Gretzky. So it goes what, 66 to
75th, Wayne Gretzky Drive, and then Manning.
To Fort Road.
Fort Road, yeah, that one.
Yes. And then you keep going north of the city, that turns into Highway 15. So fun.
Yeah, you get yourself to Fort Saskatchewan.
That's the other thing I want to talk about. But I mean, honestly, if you say Manning or you say 66, you're going to have a general idea of where this is. So it does make sense. It's
You'll be like, maybe you can differentiate what side of the city you're on when you're on that
road.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I remember when I sold in Winnipeg, there is a road like that, and it has like 7 different names. And but also you were talking about Calgary Trail. So you know this, Jen, and we know this, but people maybe don't know this. In Calgary, they have an Edmonton Trail, and the whole thing is like, if you follow that road, that's where you're going to go. So there's like the Sherwood Park Freeway. Guess where that?
Not Calgary's Edmonton Trail does not go to Edmonton.
Well, you have to access it a little bit. Maybe it did at one point, but the whole point is it exists. There's also one that takes you to like Fort Saskatchewan. You know what I mean? Like all of the roads tell you where they're leading. So I think that that's why we have such a strong engineering base. Like someone very literal was in charge at some point. Yeah.
The just so you know about Calgary, they have all the quadrants, and the quadrants start in the middle of the city. So you could literally be on First Street and First Street Southwest and cross over and be at First Street Southeast, First Street Northeast. Like it'd be all like side by side. So like I've delivered packages for UPS when I was going to university, and I had downtown as some of the sometimes I'd do packages there, and it could be very confusing. You always absolutely had to know the direction when you're in downtown, because the streets are very close, and they could have the exact same numbers, but you have to know which direction, if it's southwest,
Right.
southeast, northeast, or northwest.
Oh,
So
I
you
know
can
another.
never forget those last parts. Like in Edmonton, we don't usually need to put northwest because we already know. But I guess
Or
over there you
sometimes
have.
you guys ever get this where like your buyer will call you and say, Kimberly, the bank is like really concerned that on the offer, we didn't put Northwest on the offer, like forgot or didn't auto-populate.
Yeah.
And you have to do an amendment to add in Northwest. I'm like, well, there's no other address,
Right.
but I mean, that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just funny, one of those things. But I will say, so, there's this whole topic of 15-minute cities, and we're not getting political because that whole thing is just, in my opinion, kind of fear-mongering. But if you guys want to go down that rabbit hole, knock yourself out. But the premise of a 15-minute city is not to trap you, just so you guys know. That's my personal view on it. It's to make life easy and convenient. And Edmonton is kind of already set up that way. And the reason is, for the most part, it's a bunch of little cities that sort of like grew together. And so when they developed it, like basically you have everything you need within like a 10 to 20 minute drive of where you live.
Okay, guys, we're coming up to the end of our show.
Already.
I know, but we saw one last thing that we need to talk about.
What's that?
We should talk a little bit local quirks, but hidden gems.
Okay, hidden gems.
Tell me your hidden gems, and then we're gonna wrap it up for this week.
I'm gonna let you go because you've done posts on this one before in the River Valley. What's the thing that's hidden?
The secret swing. I love the secret swing.
Oh yeah.
It's not accessible all the time. It's only accessible when the river is low.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I try to get pictures of my dogs on the secret swing. They just never want to sit on there. I don't know why a dog wouldn't want to sit on the swing.
I don't know. That's pretty rude of them.
I know.
Like once you get deep into the river valley, like you can really find like going off the trail. Sometimes that's where you find the nicest gems.
Yep.
Yeah, the greatest views. Like the views are just.
Yeah.
I thought you had a hidden gem, Joseanne.
Yeah, so one of my favorite spots, it's so just you feel like you're in a different world, like you're not in the city anymore. It's in Government House Park, so that's just around Groat Road, and you have to walk a distance, and you won't see it just by walking. You have to go off the trail. And then you'll kind of notice the trees are have like the canopy, and then you have the view of the river valley. And then the branches make a seat, so you could just sit there and just watch, just relax, and no one else is there. It's so nice. Yeah.
Oh my God, we should totally go there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of those kind of things, and then there's those. I think the foodies will really give you. Ideas on like hidden gems for food. Like there's that one restaurant, it's like all flowers. It's called
That's what I was going to talk about. Brew and Blue. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Like this place feels like you walked inside a fairy tale, and there's like flowers. And like I went there and ordered, I think like a lavender lemonade, because lemonade's my favorite thing. And the ice was like lavender flavored, and it was shaped like a gummy bear. You got it.
I got a drink with a big cloud of like cotton candy on top, and then you pour like it's like a science project. You pour a drink like over top of it, and like all melts in, and it's delicious.
I know, it's crazy. Okay, so some of my hidden gems are the used bookstores. You can find used and independent bookstores literally citywide. And something else bookish, because y'all know that's my thing, is the little libraries. I always thought it'd be really cool to make a map that most neighborhoods have a little library. So if you guys don't know what that is, that's kind of a buy one, leave one, take one sort of situation, literally free. And it's just a community driven volunteer thing that someone just randomly decides to do.
Those little houses that
and some of them are really neat.
Yeah,
and I've even seen ones, because I have a couple clients who are like pretty into the art scene and like legit talented, amazing artists. And they have little artist studios where people leave like little paintings like this, and you can just go take them and then leave some of your own or little poems or whatever. So
that's on their front lawn, basically.
Yeah, there's one in Alberta Ave. I can look it up for you guys if you're interested. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and it's a coffee shop on White Ave, and it's called Block 1918 or whatever. Yeah. And in the brick, some of the mortar has fallen out, and people will leave like little notes. And I was there one time, you guys, and by the by the till, it said seances are not allowed to be conducted in the bathrooms. So that left more questions and answers for me, but I thought I would share that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's another community. It's just the name is it's gone right now from my head, but it's just east of Forest Heights. And you'll find all these benches, and these benches there are painted privately. These people all buy these benches, and the money goes towards seniors' homes.
Oh my
And they have the seniors actually that make the benches, and then people like decorate them. And it's
cute.
really, really. I think it's
love that.
Oh well, no, it's like a little bit south of that. But anyway, I have videos of it. I'll have to show you guys sometime. But like driving through and just like checking out all the benches or walking your dog through the community is like really special, and just the people supporting like other people in the community is really awesome.
Yeah, I love
Lovely.
that.
Okay, so thanks guys for joining us today. So this is Earl, Edmonton Relocation Insider live. So question and answer show. Hopefully we can get some people not being afraid to ask us questions one day, and we will answer them live for you.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, we won't bite.
We hope you got a clearer picture of what makes Edmonton different and maybe learn something new today. So we're going to see you guys on Thursday. Do you guys know off the top of your head what our Thursday show is called?
Oh my gosh.
I think I have it here.
No.
Yes. So Thursday, we're doing myths that make buyers and sellers crazy. You're not going to want to miss that one. This is one of Kim's favorite topics. She's got some fantastic stories. We're going to have some great dialogue. So we will see you then, guys.
Yeah.
See
Bye.
Bye. I don't know why the outro isn't playing. I don't know.
I could talk more.
Well,
blooper reel.
Yeah, this is for the blooper reel. I don't know why it doesn't play. Okay, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.